Story 1. The Wolf and the Lamb. Once, a little lamb was grazing on a meadow, along with a flock of sheep. Being very mischievous, the little lamb wandered some distance away from the sheep. It began to enjoy the fresh and delicious grass that it found there. It had come a long way from its group, but was unaware of that. The lamb was also unaware of another fact: a wolf was closely following it. When the lamb realized that it had lost its way and was far away from the flock, it decided to return and join them. However, the lamb was stunned to see a hungry and cunning wolf standing behind it. The lamb realized that there was no option except to surrender itself to the wolf. The lamb asked the wolf, "Are you going to eat me?" The wolf said, "Yes, at any cost." The lamb said again, "But can you please wait for some more time? I have eaten a lot of grass now and my stomach is filled with grass. If you eat me now, you will feel as though you are eating grass. So please wait until the grass is digested." The wolf agreed, "Oh yes, I will wait. You are here before me and I can wait for some more time." The lamb thanked the wolf. After some time, the wolf got ready to kill lamb, but the lamb stopped him again. "Dear wolf, please wait for some more time. The grass is yet to be digested. If you eat me now, you will see a lot of grass in my stomach. Let me dance and then it will be digested easily." The wolf agreed. The little lamb danced crazily for a while, and then suddenly stopped. The wolf inquired what had happened. The lamb said, "I cannot dance properly because there is no music. You see this bell around my neck? Can you untie this bell and ring it loudly? Then I can dance fast and the grass in my stomach also will get digested fast." The wolf, overcome with the desire to eat the lamb, was ready to do anything. He removed the bell tied to the lamb's neck and rang it with all his might. Meanwhile, the shepherd was searching for the little lamb and heard the bell ringing. He saw the wolf and the lamb. He ran towards the wolf with a stick. Seeing the shepherd with a stick, the wolf ran away, and the lamb was saved. Physical strength is not sufficient. Sometimes, weaker people with smart minds can overcome the physically strong ones. Story: The Wolf and the 7 Little Goats. Once upon a time there lived an old goat who had 7 young ones whom she loved as every mother loves her children. One day she wanted to go into the forest to fetch some food, so calling her 7 young ones together, she said, "Dear children, I am going away into the forest. Be careful about the wolf. If he comes here he will eat you all up. He often disguises himself, but you can make him out by his rough voice and his black feet." The little goats replied, "Dear mother, we will be very careful and obey your words. You may go away without any fear." So the mother goat left her dear children and went into the forest. The little goats locked their house carefully from inside and shut the windows tightly. Not long afterwards, somebody knocked at the door and called out, "Open, my dear children. I am your mother and I got something for each one of you." But the little goats found from the rough voice that it was a wolf, and so they said, "We will not open the door. You are not our mother. She has a gentle and loving voice. But yours is gruff. You are a wolf." So the wolf went away and he ate some chalk and by that means rendered his voice more gentle. Then he came back, knocked at the door and said, "Open, my dear children. Your mother has come home." But the wolf had placed his black paws near the opening of the door, so the little goats saw them and replied, "No, we will not open the door. Our mother has no black feet. You are a wolf." So the wolf went away and dipped his black foot in white chalk powder and turned them white in color. Now the bad wolf went to the house for the third time and knocked at the door and said, "Open up, my young ones. Your dear mother has come and has brought with her something for each one of you out of the forest." The little goats replied, "Show us first your feet to see whether you are our mother." So the bad wolf put his feet up near the opening of the door, and when the little goats saw that they were white, they thought it was all right and unlocked the door. But alas! The wolf had entered the house this time. The little goats were terribly frightened and tried to hide themselves. One ran under the table. The second got into the bed. The third into the cupboard, and the fourth into the kitchen, and the fifth into the oven, and the sixth into the wash tub. Finally the seventh hid herself in the clock case. But the wolf found them all out and swallowed them up one after another. The wolf did not discover the one which hid in the clock case. When the wolf was satisfied with eating all the goats, he went out and felt very heavy in his stomach. So he lay down upon the green meadow under a tree and fell asleep. When the mother goat came home, she saw the terrible sight. The hut door was wide open. The table, stools and benches were upside down. The wash tub was broken into pieces and the sheets and pillows pulled off the bed. She sought her children, but could find them nowhere. She called them by name one after the other. But no one answered. At last, when she called the youngest, a little voice replied, "Here I am, dear mother, in the clock case." She took her out and heard how the wolf had come and swallowed all the others. She wept for her poor little ones. At last she went out in all her misery, and the young goat ran by her side, and when she came to the meadow, there lay the wolf under the tree snoring so loud that the boughs quivered. She saw something was moving and stirring about in his body. "Oh, God," she said, "what a strange thing! My poor children whom he has swallowed for his dinner are yet alive." So the mother goat ran home and fetched a pair of scissors and a needle and thread. Then she cut open the monster's hairy body and had scarcely made one slit, before one little goat put his head out, and as she cut further, out jumped one after another, all 6, still alive and without any injury, for the monster, in his eagerness, had gulped them down quite whole. The little goats hugged their dear mother and frisked about merrily. But the mother goat said, "Go and pick up at once some large stones and put them in the wolf's stomach." They put as many as they could bring, and then the old mother went, and looking at him in a great hurry, saw that he was still insensible and did not stir, and so she sewed up the slit. When the wolf at last woke up, he raised himself upon his legs, and because the stones lying in his stomach made him feel thirsty, he went to a brook in order to drink. But as he went along, rolling from side to side, the stones began to tumble about in his body, and he called out, "What rattles in my stomach?" And when the wolf came to the brook, he bent down to drink water, and the heavy stones made him lose his balance. So he fell and sank in the water. As soon as the 7 little goats saw this, they came running up, singing aloud, "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" and they danced in joy around their mother by the side of the brook. Moral: wicked ones are always punished in the end. Story 2. A glass of milk. Once, there was a poor boy who made a living by selling various objects from door to door. This was the way he earned money to pay for his school. One day, as he was walking from house to house as usual, he felt very hungry and weak. He felt that he couldn't walk even a few steps. He decided to ask for food at a house. He knocked on the door and was stunned to see a beautiful young girl open the door. With much hesitation, he asked the girl for a glass of water. The young girl understood his condition and offered him a huge glass of milk. With an astonished look, the boy drank the milk very slowly. "How much do I owe you for this milk?" he asked her. The girl replied, "I do not want any money for this." The boy thanked the girl from the bottom of his heart and left the place. Years passed by. The young girl grew up. In her youth, unfortunately, she fell ill and was diagnosed with the rarest kind of nervous disorder. Many experienced doctors were baffled at her condition, and she was admitted in the city hospital with the most advanced facilities. Dr. Kevin, a renowned neurospecialist, was called in by the hospital to examine her. Even with his extraordinary expertise, drive, Kevin found the girl's illness very hard to cure. However, with perseverance and hard work that lasted months, he was finally able to get the disease under control. With careful medication and monitoring, the girl was completely cured in the end. Everyone praised the doctor, but the girl was quite worried about how much the hospital bill would come to. Her family had just a little money kept away in the bank, which was by no means enough to pay for such a long treatment in that reputed hospital. The girl was given the hospital bill finally. With trembling hands, she opened it. She was stunned to see that the bill had been crossed out and cancelled, and there was a note underneath signed by Dr. Kevin. Bill paid years ago with a glass of milk. Moral: one good turn begets another.